What up, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Live number 136, I believe. 136 after, what is it? It's been over 2 months that we've been on break. I hope this is... There we go. Hello, Marilyn. I was gonna say the chat. Nothing's happening in the chat. I don't know if this is working. I don't know if I remember how to stream. What's going on, Oja Swinny? How's it going, Marilyn? Long time no see, everybody. I have this piece of paper in front of me, but I'm not going to be writing on this paper today. I'm going to be writing on Rhodia ice paper today. What's going on, Skeet? How's it going? Today's stream is titled Brushing the Dust Off or Brushing the Rust Off because I have not done a whole lot of writing, unfortunately, in the past couple of months. But everything seems to be working, and that's good. Now just fingers crossed my hand remembers how to do penmanship as well. And that this, I have again, my glad sheet is taped to my desk. Hopefully the angle is good. I was testing it earlier and it felt alright, so fingers crossed it is good. Oh, it has been so long since we've done a stream. Does anybody remember the date of number 135? I can't remember how long ago that was, but it's been at least a couple months. Teaching up a storm, that's good to hear. Marilyn, that's awesome. Alright. As per usual, we will get warmed up with... Oh, wait. I'm gonna mess with my lighting real quick, because I didn't realize that this was... Just real quick. A rat on my face. Yes, I have a rat on my face now. Here we go. Is that too bright? We'll find out. That should work. Oh, it's plenty of gray. Yes, my chin is... it's fully white. I have two, there's a lot of white speckled in, but then there's two full-on patches on both sides of my chin that are fully white. I'm an old man. I'll have a Dumbledore beard soon enough. I posted that story today, and I had multiple people message me about my face. People asking me if it was a filter or if I actually have facial hair. You could be a little... I am a little old man. Forget soon. Alright. Chill, a little warm up to get this party started. Oja Swinny was of course one of those people messaging asking what's going on with my face. Whippersnapper. I once got kicked off somebody's lawn. It was Halloween. I don't remember the year, but I was young. I must have been 13 or 14, I can't remember. And I went trick-or-treating the day after Halloween. Me and my good friend Serena had a break between dance classes, and it was the day after Halloween. And we were bored, so we decided to go around the neighborhood that our dance studio was in and trick-or-treat to see if people had leftover candy. They would just dump us, and some did. Some were just unhappy that we were on their lawn. We weren't on the lawn, technically. They were mad because of all the kids. The night before, oof. The night before. But yeah. Trick-or-treating the day after Halloween, not so successful. But it did kill some boredom. I think we had like a big paper grocery bag. Good memory. Good memory. What are we writing today? I don't really even have a plan. I didn't think very far ahead. To this welcome back to streaming business. Hello, Hermione. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you too. Ah, thank you very much. Was a chill birthday this year. So I'm hanging out at home. A day with my plants. I think I'm gonna give a little dedicated exercise to, or practice today to this portion of that shade. I would like to smooth that out a little bit, I think, for strokes like the V, or letters like the V, letters like U, letters like P. I want to smooth that out a little bit. You see right now, I'm not turning on the hairline, I'm coming out of that. I know it's not in Grosser script, but that shade is finishing right there, right at the end of the turn, rather than finishing, going hairline for a little bit, and then curving over, so we're turning on the hairline. I need to cut that off a little bit more. My voice is low, or is my voice quiet? I guess my microphone could be far away. I haven't done a mic test. Or is the music too loud? I can drop my mic a little bit here. Make sure it's pointing at me. Like so, perhaps? Do you mean... Alright, that is as loud as I can do it in OBS here. If it needs to be higher, you guys let me know. Hermione, do you mean the volume is low? Or I'm speaking with a low voice? Because I have a super bassy low voice. I don't have a super bassy low voice. Hello, Volko. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I think that's gonna be my focus for a little bit today. Hello, Olivia. It could be on the quiet side. My voice is into the yellow though when I look at it on the what's the word I'm looking for? On the equalizer. Or not equalizer, but on my DBM or my DB. But the microphone is quite far away from me with the current setup. So maybe it's just not loud enough. If you need to have your volume higher, I can lower the music volume. Skeet, we're using walnut today. I haven't used walnut in so long. I've decided to visit my good old friend Walnut. close enough today. I guess we could come a little closer. Get you guys zoomed all the way in. What's going on, Walker? Welcome, welcome. I am teaching myself how to write again. Working on smoothing out this transition. Yeah, I do have a beard now. It was longer a couple weeks ago, but this is the length that I think I'm gonna keep it. It gets a little sloppy looking if I let it get longer than this. But I feel like I'm gonna keep it like this. People seem to like it. I got a text from one person today that said, wow, you go from, what they say, from 14 to 45 really fast. It's like, whoa, whoa, slow down on the 45. Well, I guess I haven't really posted any selfies or anything like that very much in the past few months. Gotta be careful with that one, Marilyn. It's a very sharp nib, so if it snags, especially if it's old, you could do some damage. Why is that not smooth? Nice, I'll tell Skylar that. Skylar was the one who texted me and said I went from 14 to 45. So that's good. Him and I both got our white hair now. And beards. Hey, Benny. Welcome, welcome. What's going on, Steve? Ottawa in the house. For those of you who just showed up or just signed in, so this explains sort of what I'm working on. I love doing this shade right here, but if you'll notice, like on this point right here, I end my shade. Naturally, if I don't think about it, it ends really, really low, closer to the baseline than I would like, or closer to the turn than I would like. I want it to end, you can see all of these, they're ending closing at the turn, and I would like it to go into a hairline, more so like this guy, into a hairline and then travel to do the turn in the hairline. I cut it off, I mean, it's like a fraction of a millimeter, but I still want to get, I don't enjoy when it looks like that, and that's what comes out of my pen naturally, so that is what I'm dedicating a little bit of attention to. There's been a fair bit of chat on the Creatrium lately about Palmer's signature. This one right here. And in replicating it, that actually came out not too bad, but the part I dislike the most is right here. Again, I end right on that ending point. I don't like that. I want to smooth out / fix that taper a little bit, and it also affects my V and my U and variations of different letters, so that's what I'm focusing on right now, since I don't have a real theme or topic for today's stream. It's just a sitting down and writing. That's the first thing I've decided to work on, to tackle. Because I want that P to look a little bit nicer. Actually, I did, where is it? This is sort of a little bit closer to what I'm going for. Nice and clean, nice and nice. I was working on it yesterday. A little bit. As always, anybody who's new here, anybody watching, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask. I like questions, or we can just chat about anything at all. Whoa. How's life? Life is good. What I've been up to is for the past like 2-3 months, I've been on the road hosting and managing dance competitions. So I haven't been home in quite a while. I just got home about 2 weeks ago, and dealing with just things here at the house. Update for everybody on my background. This is the background that we've had for a while now, but as you all know, if you've been here before, that this desktop is warped and I'm replacing it. The current replacement is on my deck, on my balcony right now. I was outside today sanding it, and currently some DIY wood filler is in some of the holes and divots and whatnot. So once that's dry tomorrow, I will cut/sand that off, and then it'll be ready for staining. So the process is going to replace this and then to build the shelves that all go behind me so that all the stuff in front of me can be put back there. So that's what I'm going to be up to for the next little while. Hello, Water-Nye. The Zen of Ironing Linen. I love that. What kind of a shirt are you making? I'm intrigued. Like sewing a shirt? I guess when you say making a shirt, my head instantly goes to like screen printing or painting, because that's what I used to do. But since you're ironing linen, I'm assuming you're doing some form of stitching. So now I'm curious what kind of a shirt. Hello, Yoshi. Welcome. Glad to have you, here. It's always fun to have new people join us in the chat. Glad to hear you're a fan of writing letters. We can't have enough of those. Wait. Polished and assembled. There we go. You're okay, cool. Sorry, I got confused for a sec. Batwing summer shirt with elbow-length sleeves. Ooh, that sounds fun. I don't know what a Batwing summer shirt is, but it sounds cool. Oja Sweeney, yeah, so hosting, I'm the MC, so I'm backstage and I do all the announcing dancers on the stage and announcing the adjudicators and playing games and stuff with the kid on stage, but then also I'm the manager of the event, so I did all the event bookings and judge bookings and schedule making and all that kind of stuff. So I make sure everything runs nice and smooth. That's the idea. Could be a little longer of a hairline there. Got you, Marilyn. Thank you very much. When I think of Batwing, I think of either Madara's script or Batman. Oops. Did somebody online teach a class on needle stitch script recently? You guys know what that is, right? When it's the... It's a bad example of it. But that script that has... Did somebody teach that recently? Because I feel like I've been seeing, just over the past even couple days, a lot of that on Instagram. So I feel like somebody must have taught a needle stitch script at some point here in the not too distant past. That sounds perfect for summer. Ah, okay, cool. I figured somebody must have. You can always tell what's being taught based on what the trends are in people's posts. And Dr. Joe, I think, posted one of his old tutorials recently as well, so something must have prompted him to do that, so it would have been somebody's class. Oh, everybody's sewing tonight. I should bust out my sewing machine. I don't know how to sew though, so that wouldn't be very good. I still have to learn to sew. That's the idea. Smooth that out. What are you up to this evening, Walker? What are you working on? Oh, I guess it wouldn't be a late night live stream without Otis Swinney complaining about an ad. That's how it works sometimes, Otis Swinney. Some 101 grinding. Ooh, that sounds fun. I haven't used a 101 in a little bit. I've been living in Leonard Principal World for a bit now. I wish this one... It's hard starting a lot of the time, which is kind of annoying. No, this is just walnut. Nothing fancy. I have blots. I could switch to blots in a little bit. But no, this is walnut ink today. But that's really annoying. I am touching down right here. It's not giving me the start of my strokes. It appears gray. Oh, interesting. Yep, just crystals. I don't actually know I haven't used walnut in so long. These crystals have been dissolved in here for Very, very long time. It is quite saturated though, but it dries not super dark. It goes down much darker when it's wet than when it dries. It dries to a nice sepia. Where did you get your crepe? My crepe? Oh, no, that was for Steve. Never mind. Not for me. Nope. Too late. Pulling that shade too long. At the bottom. That's better. That's the idea. A little bit of hairline right before the baseline. That's what I want all of the time. I keep thinking about that happening. I'm curious. I want to change inks real quick. I want to see, because I feel like it just might be the ink that's doing that. Well, hello, Jose. How's it going? Very good to see you as well. Long time no see. Thank you very much. That filming with Rajiv is always a good time. I was really happy with both those videos. I was sad that I didn't have like a good YouTube video to post sort of around the same time or like the next week or something to keep the YouTube energy going. But I was out of town and I had nothing to post. Okay, so it's definitely the nib. Too late. Oh yeah, who's going to IAMPIC? Are you going this year, Walker? Who's got their tickets and everything all set up for convention? Alright, let me take a look here. I think one of the times. Fix it, but busy, that's no fun. Well, that's too bad, Walker. Sounds like it's gonna be a pretty big convention. Oh, did I ruin my nib now? I might have made it worse. Hey, I only get shades now. That's no good. They're nice shades, but that's no good. Ah, thanks, Jose. I'm not at IAMPIT this year. I have an event that's running that same week. It's a little too early in the summer for me. My summer won't have been able to start quite yet. If I could go, I most certainly would. But not in the cards this year, unfortunately. The convention doesn't usually make its way to California. For some reason. Not exactly sure why. Thank you for asking, Jose. I've been good. I've been very, very busy. A little too busy for my own liking, if I'm being 100% honest. No, but very good. Happy to be home after such a long time. My to-do list is rather extensive now that I'm home, but I am happy to be home and happy to be chipping away at it. Where am I planning to host in 2026? Well, that's a secret, Benny. I can't tell you that. $2026. Pressure's on for that one for me. What's going on, Nib? Well, this is no good. My Nib's not writing at all now on the starting hairline. Oops, off screen, sorry about that. Well, that's fun to hear, Walker. I hope I managed to put on a good show for everybody. Fingers crossed. I will try not to disappoint. I might have to swap this nib out. This would drive me nuts. It's not giving me any of these opening strokes at all. That's frustrating. Try another nib and see how it works. Hello, Annie. Welcome, welcome. We're gonna try a new nib. I haven't done that on stream in a while. Now, the question is, where are my new nibs? I was gonna get one from the tin, but I should have a new one in here somewhere. I look so different. Do I? All it is a little bit of gray on my chin. Yeah, there's some in here. Check these out to make sure they're aligned good. These don't have to be in there now that I'm not traveling. Leonard Principle. Grab a couple of these. Find a good one. Miss. Even on the Leonard Principle. That one's pretty even. The slit just isn't always centered. I think a couple different batches got mixed together in my container. Because all of these are off center, which is frustrating. Does this mean I have to buy new nibs? We'll go with this one and see how it works. Now I don't know if, because these were in my case, if they're already did I pre-prep the ones that I traveled with or not? I can't remember. About to find out. Yes, I will be hosting IAMPITH in 2026, so long as the association doesn't deem me unworthy and kick me out. Okay, that's definitely not correct. Which, ideally, that won't happen. I'm not anticipating that happening, but... we get some... toothpaste. On an old Q-tip. Toothpaste on an old Q-tip. No, not next year. Kristen is the president next year. I can't remember where she's hosting her convention, or if it's been publicly stated. I can't recall. Kind of bummed that all my Leonard Principles in that tin have an off-center slit. Means I'm gonna have to do some sharpening, unfortunately. You know what's crazy, Walker? Last convention, because I'm with you, I always want more archive room time. I didn't, aside from setting up the archive room, because I helped Neil set it up last year, Skylar and I, aside from setting it up, I didn't spend any time in the archive room at all, which is, that's like criminal, basically. Shouldn't be allowed to not go in there. Oh yeah, you weren't there last year, in Scranton. Yeah, in Scranton, I didn't go in the archive, well, because Scranton, we had the library. And, I feel like it was, without going in the archive room, we still had, it was quite archive heavy, which was good. But I remember the week finishing, and then I went in to basically help pack up the archive room, and I felt crazy that I had spent so little time in there. Unacceptable. Yes, Annie, we're doing the capital V, but less specifically for the capital V and more just for the closing of that for the closing of that shade. I'm trying to get that a little bit cleaner. prepping work? Cross your fingers. Seems to have worked. At least a little bit. Now we hope it's a good hairline. Not terrible. Probably be refined a little bit, but that's okay. For shade practice, it will do just fine today. How's it going, Valco? Too far apart. That's better. Thank you very much, Walker. I've been working on it. You guys have been talking about Palmer's signature so much in the Discord. I can't help but work on it. Is there a theme to the collection? No, it's basically just... It's Iamphith's almost full collection. I just brought every year. The theme, I guess, is just ornamental penmanship, most of it, but there's ornamental penmanship, engrosser script stuff, English... not a ton, not really much English roundhand stuff. Engrosser script stuff, a lot of birds, but a lot of business penmanship stuff, a lot of those old scrapbooks. But no real theme, I wouldn't say. Ah, yeah, lined paper today. I usually use a guide sheet underneath my paper, but yeah, we're using Rhodia ice paper today. Too far apart. Kink. It's interesting because I took a break, obviously. When I was traveling out of town, I wasn't writing a lot, and I've noticed a few things, some habits that having sort of a, I know it's not a fresh start, but it feels a little bit like a fresh start. Things that, some habits that I have that I can now sort of assess to get rid of. Oh, I don't know what happened with that shade. Talking at the same time as writing. Is this college rule or wide ruled? It's a very good question. I don't know. It is. It is 7 millimeters. Whatever rule that is. Well, hello, Fozzie. Long time no see. No, 7 millimeters, apparently. How's it going, Fozzie? We are back indeed. And I do believe I'm home for a while, so we'll be back hopefully for a little bit before I go out of town again. Not a smooth taper into that shade on that one. That one was good. Oh, just Winnie, you were right, everybody. Every single person almost that's come in here says hi and then makes some kind of comment about my face. Funny. Do I look like a Sasquatch? Am I completely unrefined with my facial hair? Too low. Yep. That's why I was gone for a couple months. I had to go and reconnect with my roots in the mountains. The mountain man came out. That's better. Yep. Too pointy. Couldn't resist. Those caves weren't, they needed more ovals. I had to add the ovals to them. I don't mind basically everywhere I go, anywhere I go. Dance classes, teaching, dance competitions, everywhere. It's been a topic of conversation for pretty much everybody over the past couple months. Because it's highly unusual. I've had facial hair before. I guess it's just been a really long time. That was a good one. Bad angle. A lot of people. Well, people are used to what they're used to, and I've been babyface for a long time. I'm not usually a facial hair person. That's cool. Sounds like quite a job. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's I gotta have the beard so I can have I can bring the Scottish. It's an excuse to bring the Scottish accent around more often. Have you been doing pajama sessions, Fozzie? Are those in full swing still? I mean, I love me some Peaky Blinders. Ah, that makes sense. I enjoy ironing. Always have. Or too much shade, too low. Need to get in quicker and get out quicker. Ooh, you just started watching Peaky Blinders? You're in for a treat. Although in the later seasons, I feel like it's got quite serious. You pulled your back? Uh-oh. Fozzie, that's no good. Getting old. No, Peaky Blinders isn't really old, but it takes place in... When does it take place? Peaky Blinders takes place... When is that, like the 20s? Don't quote me on that. Rookie mistake. Let my paper move. Yeah. Is it the 20s? Early 1900s, I think. I think there's I don't know for certain. I know the latest season wasn't that long ago, though. What are they, like 7 seasons? I have not watched Bridgerton. Probably not gonna watch that one, I don't think. Nothing against it, it's not my vibe. Meh. Who needs to tell time anyways? Overrated. There's a weird way to do that. Shouldn't have done that variation of the D there. Lovely runner. Never heard of it. I recently started watching The Good Doctor. I saw an ad on social media that intrigued me. I've been enjoying it. I know it's not new, but I really like it. Still pulling that shade too long. Too close to the end. Yeah, I really liked House, and I wanted another, like, puzzly medical type show. And I'd known of The Good Doctor, but I'd never watched it. So I finally dove in. And it was filmed, not far from me, actually. When they show the outside of the hospital, there's stairs on the left-hand side, which is exactly where when I, last Christmas, when we shot Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas, I think that's what it's called, shot a movie on the scene that I was in was on those stairs. Neither of those shows take place in Vancouver, but they were filmed here. Hello, Peter. How you doing? Yep, I got my beard with all my white hair in it. Like an old man. I gotta walk with a cane now. With my white beard. Oh, finger caught my page. The neck. Ah, that sounds interesting, Yoshi. I can't blame mine on my kids, Peter. I guess I'll blame it on... All I can blame it on is my plants. You should see my plants. My ferns are in full, rehab at the moment. All of my ferns basically died while I was gone. See, it's Fuzzy Nose. They're in full rehab. Actually, I gave one of them a haircut today. They have a strong root system, but basically everything on top died. So they're starting from nothing, but they're very healthy. They're growing very quickly from nothing, but they, compared to what they were, they're a tough sight because they were quite big and beautiful before. I had a plant waterer, and I don't know what happened with the ferns. They were on the balcony, and either my plant waterer forgot they were out there, or watered them way too much and they got waterlogged. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what happened. But the big one, like my big Rasta, my big giant fern, it completely died. But that one died when I was in Germany, when I left town. It died, but the small ones were still alive, because the small ones stayed inside. Some of them. But I put them outside when I went on the road, and they did not like it, apparently, or they did not like something. But they're making a recovery. I'm not too worried. I also bought a new fern, which I probably shouldn't have done, but rarely, or I've never seen a macho fern at the stores around here before. And it's basically a Boston fern, but just with much wider, bigger fronds. And I was intrigued. It was labeled as a Boston fern, but it's clearly not a Boston fern. It's a macho fern. It doesn't say that, but that's my assumption. So I bought one just because I'm curious. So it's currently acclimating to my home. Fozzie, you're keeping a fern alive? How? I feel like that's one plant that you always have trouble with. What's going on, Devin? This is old Whitebeard Mike, they call him. I was joking around the other day. I was telling people the two like fully white patches, I should just grow those two out just super long to be like the old Kung Fu master and have a super long beard. Take me about 1 billion years to grow it, but it'd be funny to have just the white parts, super long. But I don't think I have the patience to let it all grow super long. In fact, I just trimmed it earlier today. I trimmed everything but the mustache. I feel like the mustache grows the slowest, but I'm curious. I want to let it grow to like handlebar status. It doesn't handlebar. Wait, there's a little bit here. Watch. We'll go. I don't know if it'll even be visible. I can feel it. I can get little twist ups on the end. There's my twisty. I don't know if the camera can even see them. Why not, Annie? I like twisty mustaches. It's a bird nest fern. I don't even know what a bird's nest fern looks like. But I'm glad it's not dying. That's exciting. If it makes you feel any better, Fozzie, I recently also just killed a succulent. Though it was kind of on purpose. I was restarting Sumi, my little aloe plant. He started growing too tall, and instead of trimming him, I just decided to let him die and replace him with a slightly different variation of succulent. He was growing a bit leggy in his thimble of water, or his little inkwell. Exactly, Jose. Exactly. That is the exact idea. I would stand when I'm looking at people's penmanship. And then I go, when I go and do examples on their page. That's what I'll do. I think Fozzie's plants die because she's so into true crime. They die from fear. Too late. That's better. I'm about to give up on my, what are they called? Playa peperomioides? Chinese money plant or pancake plant? I'm about to give up on those. I don't know what they want. They go... I don't know how to keep them happy. They're like my night blooming jasmine. I also don't know how to keep those happy either. But those ones I'm a little more determined to figure out. I will crack the case one day. Are we purposely doing big X heights today? No? I guess this is a big... Do you mean for my capital letters? I'm just doing double line, double spacing. That's on purpose. It's not that big though. That's only 14 millimeters for a lower, or for a capital. My lowercase are quite large, but wasn't really focusing all that much on the lowercase today yet. Ooh, damaging the pinky finger would be problematic. Anything with the right hand in general would be problematic, I guess, for me. Too wide. That's better. I am a very big fan of night blooming jasmine. I just can't seem to get them to flourish. All the things I read tell me to grow them indoors. When I grow them inside, they grow insanely fast. Like, visibly every day, I can see the growth, but it just grows super long and skinny, and they say it needs more light. It's right under a giant grow light, and it reaches for that light so fast that it can't hold its own weight, and it doesn't get any other branches. It's one straight up stalk that'll go up super high. So I keep cutting it down, trying to make it grow bushy, and basically restarting it every time. Ooh, hello, lurker pen traveler. I'm glad that you've decided to say hi. I love when lurkers come out in the open. Welcome, welcome. Peter, that's no good. What'd you do that for? Seems like a silly choice. Is somebody having trouble with volume? I'm always amazed at how fast the hand heals. When I was on the road, I got a really bad, not a cut, but I basically tore a bunch of skin off of my finger, right in the joint area, which that moves quite a lot. So I was worried it was going to take a really, really long time to heal. But it was very fast. My hands heal very fast from things. At least the palms of them. This mark won't go away. I don't even remember what it's from. But I got it at least 2 or 3 months ago, and it won't go away. It reminds me of when I got, I don't know if you guys, I think some of you might have been here. I got a whole bunch of fire ant bites on my hand once. Because I was silly and I was playing with a fire ant in Los Angeles. And those dots didn't go away for a long time, the little stings. But finally they did. So this one's kind of like that. It's taking a long time to go away. I don't know, since I've been young, like I used to make things with like X-Acto knives and stuff all the time, and I would always cut my fingers and cut my hands, always. But they would heal fast, always, super fast. Which I'm very thankful for. 7 stitches. Yikes. That's no good that her knee wasn't healing. The rest of my body has basically stopped healing, but my hands seem to still do fine. I have mutant hands, that's it. Too narrow. The volume got lower? I don't know why that would have happened. Let me check something real quick. Oh, that's not it. Guess I could bump this up. I'm bumping my bass. Not bass, but the volume of my microphone. Did that make anything different? Am I super loud now? My levels are just hitting into the yellow. I don't want to go any higher than that. But does that sound better? Question? Deeper. I'm much deeper. That's what happens when you grow a beard. Your voice just gets deeper. Sounding the same. Yeah, I don't on it. It's definitely going higher in OBS now. I can see the levels are hitting higher than they did before. I don't know if that's good or bad. Oof. Your dog said, "Come with me." Hello, Yuki. Yuki, I'm assuming that's how I say your name. I apologize if it's not. You can feel free to correct me if I'm mistaken. I look different? How can I look different? There's a bowler hat. That's the same. T-shirt. That's the same. It's the same old me. Is that... Yo! Richie? I just saw the way. Is that... Richie's never been in one of my streams before. That's fun. Oh, well that's fun. Welcome to the stream, and nice to see you, dude. Long time no see. How you been? Ooh, too close. Damn. Yeah, very long time no see. Are you... When's the next convention you're going to be going to? Do you know? Are you planning to attend another one? $2026. Woohoo! Yay! That makes me happy. A lot of pressure. But it's gonna be fun. That's the best one tonight, I think. Maybe? Yeah, I think so. That makes me happy. We're gonna give that a little happy face. We haven't done that in a while. $2026 is my convention. Yuppers. So long as they don't kick me out. Fingers crossed. Should be a good time. New sheet of paper. No, not Canada. A lot of people were expecting me to do a convention in Canada, but if I ever become president after this one, well, we'll see how this one goes. I would consider doing one in Canada, but the majority of the membership is not Canadian. And there would just be... It would cause more problems than it would solve, I think. Eventually, I'd love to have one in Canada. Fozzie, I don't see any reason why it couldn't. It is an international association. It's just sort of how much complaining and whatnot you kind of want to deal with. Because a lot of people would be likely unhappy if it was in Canada. Just because... it's mostly Americans who go. So this one will be in the States. But I would like to do one in Canada at some point. Or like a smaller version. I don't know if there could be like a mini IAP if that would even exist. Um, but it is an international association. Technically, there's no real reason it couldn't be anywhere else. It started in Canada, technically, if you think about it. The first IAMPITH convention was in Canada. So, no reason it couldn't go back. Where are you starting the stroke on the down, the shade on the downstroke of the P? So I started just pretty much right above the, habit for me is to start it around at the baseline. This variation of the P would often start higher than that, more so sort of like this, how it would start above the baseline, like so, before it comes down, so you have this nice long shade. I go not too high above the baseline, but starts just above the baseline, basically like maybe X height? I don't know if there's a specific rule about where it should start. If there is, I don't know it. I start around the X height usually, or at the baseline, depending on the style you're going for. Around the world and writing all the way. I like that, Doja Swinny. Taking a break from that stroke for a little bit now. Hello, Lori. Welcome, welcome, lurker. Lori, how are you doing? Tell you where? I can't tell you that. That's a secret. I can't tell you. I can tell you the location decision has been made. So far anyways. Could change, I guess, but... Let it be LA. Nah, sorry, Peter. Not Los Angeles. Too expensive. Chicago would be fun. I think the convention's been in Chicago before. Right. Secret safe with you, except for the fact that this is a public video. Will I see Kahlo this year? Probably not. I'm not gonna be at convention this year, unfortunately. So I don't think I'll see her. She hasn't reached out to me about doing anything in Hong Kong, so... Is Mike going? I kind of assume Mike is always gonna be there. But I don't remember looking at the... Is he teaching? I haven't paid enough attention to the convention booklet since I'm not able to go. Ah, Walker, yeah. There's a... We actually have... We've started bringing some of the old... there's old scrapbooks from the original conventions. Potentially not the very, very first ones. But it's... They end up being sort of the less popular tables in the archive room because they're not amazing old specimens and stuff, but they're a lot of the group photos and sort of the like the class outlines or things like that from a lot of the old conventions, because it is an old association. What is it? This year is what, 76? Was last year the 75th anniversary? I can't remember. Scranton was... I can't remember. If somebody wants to load the IAMPITH website and look at... Or is it San Antonio? This year might be the 75th. It's in the logo of IAMPITH this year, of the convention. If somebody wants to go to the IAMPITH website and look. He told you no? I wonder why. He always goes. San Antonio is on there. San Antonio's this year. It is there, because that's this year's convention is San Antonio. Now I have to look. Yo, look what I found out today. Hermes, Twilly Dermes, has a perfume that's a bowler hat. Bowler hat. I just learned that today, that there's a perfume with a bowler hat lid, and it got me excited. It is 75th, okay. So I have to now endeavor to get... I'm not going to wear the perfume, probably, but I feel like I need to own a bottle. I wish I could just get an empty bottle of the bowler hat perfume. Just 'cause. Got you, Marilyn, got you. This year is 75, yeah, 75th. So my convention will be the 77th. Lucky sevens. Oh, I should have it in Vegas. It's not in Vegas, but I should have had it in Vegas. Lucky number 7. Oops. That's better. That's the look that I want down there. Just enough hairline to go up and nice and smooth. Yeah. Give that another happy face, because I'm happy with that one. That's crazy. The association's old. It's been around for a long time. It's a really fun time, Pen Traveler. I recommend it. Even just for, like, the classes are obviously amazing, but even just for camaraderie and hanging out late at night and just being around that many penmen and calligraphers is pretty cool. That shade is not very smooth today. That's better. Glad to hear it. I can't believe you've never been to one, Fozzie. That's crazy to me. Just tell Chips he's got to watch the kids, and then you're going on a vacation. Well, yeah, that's one good way to not win a scholarship. Understandable. If I didn't attend convention every year, I would definitely forget to pay my dues. For sure. I feel like my dues just get paid when I register for the convention every year. Whoops, sorry. Off the page. You can set a new one, can't you, Richie? Can't imagine there's much info on the website that you need or don't already have saved on your computer as far as old book-wise. Ooh, Peter, that is a dangerous question to ask. How do I practice writing when I'm on tour? I don't. I had, in my suitcase, all my nibs, pen, ink, leather blotter, all of the paper. I had all of the things, but if I'm being 100% honest with you, I went over 2 months without picking up a pen at all, or doing any form of penmanship, be it business penmanship, even with a fountain pen, nothing at all. I did no practice, no writing at all for the entire time I was on the road, which is horrible. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't take that big of a break. But yeah, I was just honestly too busy. Now that I'm back home, I should be, and the new iAmpath website exists, now that the web conversion has fully gone over to the new site, we'll be getting up the new scrapbooks that I scanned last year before a conference, or that I took photos of. Those will be being added to the page soon. Now that I'm home, I can focus a little more energy on that to get those out there for everybody. I always will bring my stuff when I travel, because I feel naked without it. I need to have supplies. But I always have good intentions to practice when I'm traveling. Even like when I have a few days off and I go out to my parents' farm. When I'm on my parents' farm, I'm hanging out with my nieces and nephews, and I got Uncle Mike time. Takes a lot of time, so I didn't do any writing at all, which is shameful. Richie, do you guys have Discord in China? You should join the Creatrium. Polished and Assembled and Steve, I love that you... Sorry, I haven't been fully following your guys' sewing conversation. I do apologize. I've been watching it happening sort of as we're going here. I know there's little sewing comments here or there, and I love it. Honestly, Richie, it'd be cool that I get that it's difficult for you guys and whatnot, or you might not be into it. But if you ever wanna join the Discord. It'd be cool to have you over there. I've been extremely happy with the activity on the Discord over the past few months, since I have been basically completely hands off. Got you. Yeah, if it's too much work, don't stress about it, but it'd be cool to have you over there, if ever that works, just because it's a fun time. And the conversations that have been happening recently have been pretty awesome, and samples and whatnot that have been posted of people's work. It's been pretty sweet. I haven't been a part of those conversations or samples because I haven't been home, but it's been pretty awesome. Well, and I know Discord as well has more detailed, you can do like conversation threads and things like that outside of the channels. I haven't looked into a whole lot of that, but I'm gonna, now that I'm home, look into sort of that stuff and see what I want to potentially expand into. Maybe. I gotta get the Creatrium logo finished. The design is finished. I just have to digitize the design so that I can make Creatrium t-shirts and things. Because I'm proud of that place. Speaking of t-shirts, there's going to be a new version of this shirt coming out soon. I've been having some issues with the hairlines because they're so thin. Some of them have been breaking or not being the most durable in the wash and things like that. So I'm going to be designing a slightly thicker. It won't have quite the same nice contrast as this one, but it'll be a little more durable, I think. We'll have a version 2.0. And then this summer I have some legitimate t-shirt ideas. I know that's an ongoing joke that we talk about all the time, but I have some legitimate t-shirt ideas that I'm gonna be working on very shortly. If I can get some time to get some new, less just calligraphy design on black t-shirt and more just a cool shirt to wear that's still based in penmanship and whatnot. So yeah, there will be new merch coming eventually. I do have some other designs that I want to do that are penmanship related, but I'm holding those off until my convention in 2026. I'm gonna do some t-shirt launches around that as well, for fun, just for myself. That's the idea. My lowercase are garbage tonight. We're just gonna ignore those and move right along. A and P, or N and P, are a little too close together. Hey, Nan. Long time no see. Oh, I guess, Vartika would be at the airport today. I met her for coffee earlier today. She was in Vancouver, and we met at a coffee shop just down the street from my place. Just to hang out and chat about penmanship and whatnot for a little bit, which was kind of fun. You could sew, Fuzzy. You just gotta get a sewing machine. I bought a sewing machine right before I went out of town. Haven't really used it yet, but I bought one. Whoops. Baseline. Who did I meet in Vancouver? Vartika. What is Vartika's... I don't know what... I think that's how I pronounce her name. What is her Instagram? 2 seconds. I'm not good at remembering Instagram handles. Amour des lettres. Amour des lettres is her Instagram. Love of letters. She just happened to be in Vancouver. She lives in Philly. She was here, so we met up for coffee. Chatted about glass engraving and all that fun stuff that she does. Yeah, Jose, it's a definite issue with penmanship related clothes, because we want obviously the hairlines to be nice and thin so the shades can have contrast, but depending on how they're printed, it can be a little rough. And my hairlines on this design anyways were very, very thin. Nice, Fuzzy. Whoa. Oof. Alright, so our O's are definitely rusty. Rough, rough, rough. funny, when doing the capital V, if I start with a stroke like so, I don't feel it as much. I have a little bit of a kink in it. Or if I start with a stroke like this, I don't feel it as much. But when I start with a angled oval, I almost always feel like when I'm coming here, the shade ends up living entirely on the right side of my sort of trajectory, rather than being equidistant out both sides. It stays round rather than sort of straightening out at the right time. Bad habits. Or, I don't know if it's a bad habit, but habits. The way Palmer did his signature, the N was often slightly smaller, I feel like. Not always. Probably not to the extent that I made it on some of these examples. But oftentimes it's a little on the smaller side. And the P is usually much taller than both the A and the N, just because of how high the connecting stroke goes. Oof. Not very oval. This is a pretty groovy song. Feeling this one. I guess, do you have to do USA when you're doing envelopes fairly often? Anything with an S in it is difficult unless you use the sol S. Or you could also use this S. Then you can get out of it. Potentially. Oh, well, there's one thing that hasn't changed. I still forgot about my tea this week. Alright, Steve. Have a wonderful evening. Good luck on your sewing adventures in the days to come. Thanks for hanging out as always. Ba-dee-boo, ba-dee-boo, ba-dee-boo-dee-boo. Is that a Blue's Clues reference? I never watched Blue's Clues. Vivid. Ah, you grew up... I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Blue's Clues before. It did not exist when I was a kid. And even if it did, I don't think we got it where I grew up. I don't think we had it on the farm. I was gonna say Bluey. I've never watched Bluey. I've seen a lot of like Bluey shorts and Bluey Instagram reels and Bluey TikToks and things like that. Or maybe not TikToks. I think YouTube shorts and things like that. Bluey seems like it's incredible. I hear about it all the time. I, again, have never watched it, but I've heard a lot of good things. I imagine because of your kids, Peter, you see plenty of Bluey. Ooh. $96. Nice. Wait, isn't Bluey's a kid's show though, is it not? You guys just watch it for you guys? Is it a parent show too? I know there's it's parents like watching it because it's not just a kid's show, I guess. Never seen it, so I can't say that I know anything about it. Keep closing my little loop. Got you. Bluey the Millennial. I feel like I can't do a good B today. Maybe too big. Oh, if I do that variation of a P, a B, or an R, then I can keep working on what we were working on today. Same idea. Cutting it off a little sooner and smoothing out that lower transition. That one makes a good R. I agree. Too big of ovals? No such thing. Too much space in there. I keep unintentionally adding a shade on that first little loop as well. Oops. He's doing good. I don't think he does penmanship a ton, just like everyday practice and whatnot. He joins in conversations rarely on the Discord if I tag him for things. He got married this past year, so he's doing good in that regard. He still comes to Iampith every year, but his penmanship is, to my understanding or to my guess, he hasn't told me this, but I feel like penmanship is the community and a love of his, but it's not something. I don't think he practices it nearly as much as he used to, and I think, this is my own assessment, I wouldn't be surprised if, because he got really good and his eye is really good, getting back into it, he probably sees too many mistakes now, maybe, but I don't imagine he doesn't write at all, but I honestly don't know. I actually haven't talked to him to ask him if he's going to be in San Antonio. I just assume he is going to be. I should message him and ask. I usually end up shading, I guess just habitually I put a shade on that little inside oval, but I don't really think there needs to be one in there. And then, I guess it depends. If I was going to do a shade on the outer oval, I think just habitually I would do something, I would do like Kanan basically and not connect those two strokes. I would do something like this. And then come back in and add a shade there. If I was going to shade that, that's probably how I would do that. Because I feel like to get this stroke nice, if I wanted then to have a little loop, that would require a skill that I am not the best at. Oh, I could almost guarantee, Richie, that he'll be... I can't guarantee, but I can almost guarantee that he'll come. Because if he doesn't, I'll give him a hard time. But I imagine he'll come in 2026. Because him and Ginny both come every year. I think the only year they didn't come, they came last year, but they didn't come the year before that. But I think that was because their cat had a medical issue or work or something. They couldn't come. They wanted to come, but they couldn't make it. So I assume 2026, they'll be there, I would guess. If Skylar ever stops going, they might stop going, potentially. I'm not sure. He's a good time. I'm very happy that he still comes to Iampith, even though he's not as active in the penmanship community as he once was. I'm stoked that he still comes, because, him and Ginny are awesome. I was sad that I couldn't go to their wedding. I couldn't make it, unfortunately, to their wedding. Sad. But my life would not allow. Wait, 2022? Yeah, that was the year that he didn't come. Right. And I guess you didn't meet him... What was your first convention, Richie? It was... Was it 2014? Was that your first one? Because he would have been there. And your second convention he was also at, I guess. But it's a crazy week. Iampith still boggles my mind because it's a long week, but it goes by so unbelievably fast. Too long. What is under my... There's wood chips under my paper because I was carving, wood things on the desk yesterday. Oops. Can't see? I think... Can't sew? What is that? Fuzzy's not blind. Oh. What's going on, Sadvik? Have a good night, Marilyn. Thanks for hanging out, as always. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Oh, Satvik, it's been months. I was gonna say somebody would have to. When did we do Late Night Live number 135? That was at least 3 months ago? It's been a long time. I've been good. Very busy. Glad to be back home. For at least a little bit. Glad to be back at the desk with a pen in my hand. Because it's been a while. Unfortunately. Made me very sad. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. General consensus seems to be that people enjoy it, so I'll keep it. I mean, I enjoy it. Really, I was just too lazy to shave for a while, and then I got used to the way it looks. So I'm a bearded guy now. Alright, Lori, thanks for hanging out. Sweet dreams to you. We'll see you soon. I wonder if Lurker Leon is here tonight. He's joining us for our Late Night Live back after such a long break. If you're here, Lurker Leon, hello. If you're not, well, hello anyways. No Lurker James tonight. He was in the chat last week. I kind of thought he'd be here this week. We didn't have a stream last week, but the chat was ready for a stream. That's awesome. I'm glad you messaged me last week, Ojaswinny, because I had no idea that the chat was even active. Because I didn't have the right cables to do the stream. Whoops. Uh-oh. Can you get black? Or can you, is that a job for tomorrow then? Can you find some easy enough to finish your shirt off, or no? I feel like I've only forgot to press the start button once, maybe twice? Whoops. Yeah, I can remember one very vivid time when I did that, and I fully started the stream, chatting, writing, talking, and after a while was just sort of surprised at, oh, the chat's really quiet tonight. How's it going? And then people in the chat started saying things like, is Mike starting soon? Where is he? What's going on? And then I realized that I didn't actually start the stream. Yep, I've done that on mute before as well. It's usually after I'm out of town and I'm getting the setup back, and there's just so many little things I have to remember to do and I forget to do them. Like today was, I won't say stress, but it was stressful. I thought I gave myself enough time to get everything ready to go. And then right before the stream started, I was scrambling to make sure everything was working and everything was set up right and good. And here we are. Well, the stream, once I set the stream, once I schedule the stream, people who follow me on YouTube can go into the stream before it starts. So the live chat is going before I ever get in there sometimes. Sometimes the conversations are just happening before I even log in and look. And then there's go streaming and go live on the broadcasting software. So then when I'm in my software, if I start streaming, that just means that my computer is sending everything to the internet, but YouTube isn't officially live yet. Just the feed is going, but then I have to actually click go live to make it go live. And I did not do that on one occasion. No, it's not like an online meeting where it just starts. It's once I set the, once it's set, I don't know if it's the day of or how early. I mean, there was comments in the chat for this one today, like yesterday, because this one's been live for a week since it's just last week's stream and I just changed the date on it. But people could come in here and chat apparently before I get in. The chat can just exist. It is one too many buttons. Well, cause yeah, and in the software, it's technically 3 buttons, cause I have to choose the broadcast, and then I could click the button that goes select broadcast and start streaming, but I don't. I select the broadcast, then I get everything ready, then I start streaming, then I start the music and go live, basically, is sort of how I do things. So it's always right at the top of a song at the very beginning for that little, like, 2-minute interlude before the face cam turns on and everything. Yeah. Just so it all starts the same. Alright, Peter, good night. Nice to see you after so long. Sweet dreams. Oops. Not smooth. Appreciate that, Richie. Yo, we miss you too, dude. It's so crummy that it's so I mean difficult, and so many hoops you have to jump through in order to associate, or in order for us to be in sort of communication with you. It's been a long time since I let my QQ registration die out, and that was so much work trying to translate every conversation on there. But we miss you too, man. Thank you a lot. Thank you so much for coming in here. It means a lot. It's cool. Well, we don't know. It's impossible for us to know. I always just assume yes to that question. Actually, I was chatting with Skylar earlier today. I was texting with Skylar and your name came up. So, you're not forgotten in our world. Richie, don't worry. Alright, Walker, I'll see you on the Creature, man. Have a good night. Thanks to you as well for joining in tonight. It's been fun. I know I have been sort of aimlessly writing today, but I've been having a good brushing the rust off session tonight. Whoa, that was all bad. Why haven't you? Do you have a specific reason for not picking up a pen in such a long time, Satvik? What's going on? Just busy? Well done, Polish and Assembled. Polished and Assembled, I'm trying to remember. At one point, I had asked you what your name was, and I'm sorry that I'm very forgetful, and it's been a while since I've been on here. Is your name Cyril? Or is that another username person who's in here some days? I cannot remember. I do apologize. I'm not very great with names. You are not Cyril. Okay, cool. Sounds good. I can't remember who Cyril was now. There was somebody else who was Cyril. Sorry. What is your name? Or would you just want to be called polished and assembled? Or is there another name that you'd rather go by? Got you. Thank you, Otis Winnie. Yeah, I remember they were here for a number of weeks before I left. Ah, school. Academia will do that to you, I guess. It's a good reason. Rhymes with say hey. I like that. Say hey? Renee? Lene? Alright, Lene. There we go. I will apologize in advance for in the future when I forget that. But, thank you very much for letting us know that. Oh, Fozzie, that's exciting. Are you excited? Because that'll give you some sort of home without kids time, I would imagine, which you haven't got in a while. Oh, so low. When did he grow up? 3 is pretty young for school, isn't it? Or I guess preschool. Yeah, that makes sense. Time flies. Whoops. Preschool, that'll be fun. Don't worry, Satvik. I also have been AWOL from the Creatrium. But I gotta say, over the past couple months, some of the coolest conversations have been taking place in there. It's been really awesome to... I've lurked on some of them and played catch-up on some of the other ones. But, I'm very happy that the Creatrium exists. I mean, I obviously really like being involved there, but it also exists without me now, which is great. It's less... I feel like it's less my thing and more just a thing that exists that multiple people go in and do their thing, which makes me very, very happy. Because for a long time, it was if I didn't initiate or engage in a conversation, there just wasn't any conversations, basically. But now, there's straight up threads or channels that I don't even really engage very much in at all, but full conversations and practice and things like that happen. Nan, it's the name of my Discord study room, basically. It's a Discord server called the Creatrium, which is just my place that I initially created for just a community to get together and share and grow. And it has been growing quite nicely, which I'm very happy with. With. Whoa, not smooth at all. Too curvy. I gotta find some way to, not that the ranks don't mean anything, but I'd love if there was some like incentive or prizes for certain ranks or numbers or things like that. I gotta see if I can incentivize that a little bit somehow. Discord has like a token system, but you can't use them to get anything. Because I was looking at creating a thing that was called the Spenso coin, and if you earned certain things, you earned basically dollars worth of Spenso coins, is what I called them. Fozzie. See, this is why nobody engages with me in the chat, in the plants channel, Fozzie. That's where you're supposed to be logged into and having plant chats with me. You can post photos of your living fern. I posted photos of my in rehabilitation ferns today. Oof. Baseline. No baseline. I think the person in second rank right now, I believe, is either Gray or Eric. I think are probably in second place at the moment. Second, third, fourth, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't checked in a while. Someday somebody will take me out of the top spot, because there's a heck of a lot of people who chat in there a lot more than I do, especially recently, since I've been away. So I also have to maintain my position. Well, I think I'm gonna call that a night tonight. I know we didn't make it to the blacklight hour, but I think I'm gonna call that a night. It was a nice practice session. Because Eric chats in so many of the different channels, so he's pretty active on there. Him and Gray were definitely the two most active people while I was away. Lightweight. Yeah, Otis Winnie. It is 11:30. I actually don't even think the black light is hooked up right now. I totally forgot about that. It's right there, but I don't know that it's hooked up this evening. I have to test that out and get all the timers turned on again, because the timers are definitely not turned on. And then maybe next week we'll get to the blacklight hour. I would like to. I know I say this every week, but nobody gives me any actual themes when I ask. I would love theme ideas, or what do you guys want to do in the next late night live? Because today was just me. I hardly even wrote any words at all, just letters all day working on this one stroke, which I'm sort of happy where we got with it. But I would love to do more of a themed, whether we want to do signature writing, or if we want to do quotes, or if we want to do like a particular penman, if we want to try to emulate Lupfer or Courtney or Mataraz or something like that. Give me the ideas, put them in the comments below, or shoot me a DM on Instagram, and let me know what you guys want to do next week, because I would love for it to be a little more targeted than today. I mean, I love this practice, but I do this practice all the time now that I'm home. So I'd love to have some more targeted stuff. But thank you very, very much to everybody for hanging out with me today. Yeah, this has been fun. I'll see you guys next week. Make sure that you are falling in love with the process, and don't forget that life should be just a bit of silliness, really. Bye-bye, everybody.